Okay, students, I am Toshika Agrawal. I am your science teacher, and now I am going to teach you a topic that you will going to guess that which topic I am going to teach you. Okay, so have you ever thought that from where you are getting energy to walk, talk, exercise, dance, run, jump? From where you are getting all the energy? Is there something supernatural? Obviously not. So it is natural, and what natural thing is? That is food. From the food you are getting all the energy that is used for dancing, exercising, jumping, walking, running, and many more things. Right, so today's topic is food, our basic need. So how food is a basic need? What is inside the food that we must study? So let's see. Okay, so there another question arises. Do food only provides us energy? Then why we are taking food? If it only provides us energy, then why we are wasting our time in breakfast, lunch, dinner? So there are other benefits of food. That is, it provides us, number one, energy. It helps, second, it helps in the maintenance of good health. And it helps in proper growth. Right? Now, another question arises as we are talking about the series of questions. So next question arises that what is inside the food that is giving us energy, that is helping us to maintain good health, and that is helping us for the proper growth of our body. So yes, this is nothing but nutrients. Okay, so what are nutrients? Nutrients are the essential components of food that are required for getting energy, for good health, and for the proper growth of our body. Right? Now, next comes the classification of nutrients. Nutrients is classified into 5 types. So let's see what are these 5 types. So classification number 1 is, first we will talk about carbohydrates. Okay. Then second is fats. Then after that, next is proteins. Then next is vitamins. And next is minerals. So these are the 5 classification of nutrients. That means nutrient is divided into 5 types: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. Now, in this chapter, we are going to study about each nutrient in detail. So let's begin. So first we will talk about the carbohydrates. And one more thing is that every nutrient has its own speciality and its own name. So let's see. So the first is carbohydrates. So carbohydrate is also known as energy giving, or the food rich in carbohydrate is known as energy giving food. Right? So if it is giving energy, so who need to take the carbohydrates? The farmers, the laborers, the sports persons, because they require more energy to perform their work. Now, next is, what are the sources? Those sources of carbohydrates are rice, wheat, potato, and bread. So these all are from your daily meals only. Right? Now next comes your fat. So what is there in the fat? Let's see. Fats. So fats is also known as energy giving food, or the food rich in fat is known as energy giving food. So is it, don't you think that it is similar to carbohydrates? Obviously not, because carbohydrates provides us energy and fats also provide us energy, but fat provides us more energy as compared to the carbohydrate. So in general we call it also as energy giving. So it is also known as energy giving food. But it gives more energy than carbohydrate. For example, if we are consuming 50 gram of carbohydrates and 50 gram of fats. So from fats, we will get more energy as compared to the 50 grams of carbohydrate. Now, next is, what are the sources of fats? So oil, all type of oils and ghee and cheese. So these all are the sources of fat. And one more thing is that our body requires fat in very less amount. Okay, so if you will eat more fat, then you will become fat. So you should eat fat but in limited quantity. Okay, now what next? So next is our proteins. So let's talk about proteins. Proteins are known as bodybuilding foods. Why it is known as bodybuilding foods? As the name suggests of protein, that it is known as bodybuilding food. That means it helps us to build our body, right? So it helps in the repair of our body and growth of our body. And yes, if you want to look like Salman Khan, then you should consume proteins because it will help you to build muscles. But you are very small, so you should consume proteins for your muscle growth, for your proper growth of your body. Okay. And one more question arises every time, that who need more protein, adult or child? So obviously a child needs more protein because the child is in growing stage and protein helps us to grow. Okay. Now next comes the sources of protein. So sources are egg, milk, cheese, pulses. So these are the sources of protein. You should remember 2 to 3 sources of every nutrient. Okay. Now next comes the vitamins and minerals. So let's talk about vitamins and minerals. What are there inside them? Okay. So vitamin and minerals, what they do, they help us to protect from diseases. So they protect us from diseases. It protects us from diseases. So they are known as protective food. Okay, because they protect us from diseases. Now let's talk about the sources of vitamin and minerals. So they are fruits and vegetables. Right? So fruits and vegetables are the sources of vitamins and minerals. Sorry, vitamin and minerals. Yes, fruits and vegetables are the sources of vitamins and minerals. So this is what we have studied today. So let's have a quick recall. We have studied about the food, our basic need. So food provides us energy, good health and proper growth. So food consists of nutrients which helps us in fulfilling all these 3 requirements. Now, we have talked about types of nutrients, that is carbohydrate, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. So there are 5 types of nutrients. So remember. Now, we have talked about the carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are known as energy giving food. Then next is sources. So sources are rice, wheat, potato and bread. Then we have talked about fats. Fats are also known as energy giving food. So all type of oil, ghee and cheese consist of fats. Okay. And fats gives you more energy as compared to the carbohydrates. Then next we have talked about the proteins. Proteins are known as bodybuilding foods. So this helps us in the repair of our body and growth of our body. So sources of proteins are egg, milk, cheese and pulses. Then what next? We have talked about vitamins and minerals. So vitamin and minerals are known as protective food because they protect us from the diseases, and we have talked about the sources. So just remember fruits and vegetables, and you can also add peanuts. So these are the sources of vitamin and mineral. So in next session, we will study about the vitamins and minerals in a bit detail. Okay. So thank you so much.